You know how easy it is to keep a promise to everyone else except for yourself? How everybody can rave about how reliable, how dependable, how consistent you are, but you can't say that about yourself. I've been there too. Up until recently, I would make a promise to everything and everyone. And it was because I wanted them to know that they can depend on me. But the one person I needed to be there for the most, I kept disappointing. And that person was myself. And maybe you've been there too. I don't know why this is, but sometimes it's easier to keep promises to other people than it is to keep a promise to yourself. And what that does over time is it erodes at your spirit because you're making promises to yourself that you're not keeping. And it happens one small promise at a time. You tell yourself you're going to wake up early. You tell yourself you're going to organize that space or that room or that closet. You tell yourself that you're going to pursue that dream. And little by little by little, you put it off till tomorrow. When ultimately, you mean you're never going to do it. And it eats at the core of who you are, because it's one thing to lie to someone else, but it's another to break promises to yourself. Because you can put distance between you and someone else, but you can't hide from yourself. I remember one time I was in a relationship, and no matter what I did, it just seemed like there was a lot of conflict. And sometimes the conflict was over things that I thought were small. And I did everything I could to keep the peace. And I mean everything. But what I was really doing was avoiding the conflict. What I was really doing was going along to get along. And this little voice kept whispering in me, telling me that something wasn't right. And I just pushed it down, pushed it down, pushed it down, to the point where I couldn't hear it anymore. But eventually, you reach a point in life where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's where I was. And so I started with the small things. If I told myself I would get up early, damn it, I was up. If I told myself that I was going to organize that closet, it was organized. When I told myself I was going to pay off $120,000 in debt, I paid it off. It was almost like my thoughts, my deeds, and my action all came into alignment. And when that happened, my spirit blossomed, like it exploded. My confidence shot through the roof. Not because other people were there to applaud what I did. It was because on a daily basis, consistently, I kept my promise to myself. And over time, I began to believe in me. I believed that if I said something, it could be done. Depending on what season of your life you're in, you come to a time where you have to make some promises to yourself. And those promises aren't easy. But if you get in the habit of doing the little things and keeping the small promises, when you're faced with the bigger ones, you can keep them. I'm not here to tell you that I've become an expert at keeping promises to myself, but I have become consistent. I don't give my power to someone else to make decisions that I should be making. I remember I would take polls for little things. Inside of me, the voice would be telling me what to do, but I would ask 3, 4, or 5 people what they thought. And then what feedback they gave me would influence the direction I would go in. Now, I just make the decision. And it's not always the right decision. It doesn't always lead to the best outcome. But I've gotten in the habit of flexing that muscle, of acting instead of seeking. It's not about approval. It's about trusting yourself again. This is Thriving with O'Neil, with everyday wisdom for healing, peace, and purpose. Love.